And good evening and welcome to High School Football 2025. It is the season opener, and we are here in Pine River for game number 1. Pine River-Backus is taking on Red Lake County to open up the 2025 high school sports season. We welcome you to the Station 371 pregame show as we are here on a gorgeous Thursday evening. I have to keep myself from saying Friday because we all know Friday Night Lights, it's a big deal, but being that it's Labor Day weekend, plenty of area teams have chosen to play Thursday so that families can enjoy that entire Labor Day weekend and get ready to start school on Tuesday. So we're here tonight, absolutely gorgeous day. Just a few clouds in the sky, a nice little breeze to keep things cool. Could not ask for better to start the season. Pine River-Backus taking on Red Lake County. Here in the pregame show, we will take you through the team comparison. We have both head coaches. We got starting lineups. If we have time, we'll take a look at the other games going on. In fact, in progress, a 4 o'clock kickoff. Pillager leading at Warroad 31-8 in the third quarter. That one got the early kickoff. We're next. Got a couple 7 o'clock kickoffs coming for radio coverage tonight. We are live. We are ready for high school football 2025. Pine River-Backus and Red Lake County. Coming up, more and the team comparison after this on yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at hannikininsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back with you here on the station at 371 pregame show, getting you set for high school football, Pine River-Backus and Red Lake County. Well, of course, there's not a whole lot of detail on the team comparison, at least not to come into tonight, because it is week number 1. They are 0-0, both in the Mid-Northwest District. Pine River, this is a cross-district game. Pine River-Backus in the North Central Sub-District, Red Lake County in the Valley Plains West District. Both of these teams coming into this year, one of the key things is that they are on different tracks last season. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, in head coach Nate Fisher's first season, 0-9 after a 2-7 season the year before. So back-to-back years where in fact, 3 straight seasons that the Tigers have been a sub-500 team. The last year with a winning record was a few years ago. The last time that Pine River-Backus won their opening game of the season was back in 2022. So they are trying to snap that that back-to-back losses on opening night. Tough task tonight for the Tigers. Now, they got plenty of guys with familiar names coming back, but they are taking on Red Lake County, a team that was in the section final last year. Red Lake County 9-2, falling in the 8A championship game to Mahnomen-Waubun. Head coach Brian Remick is in his 26th year, and they are on a 3-year streak. They've had a winning season for 3 straight years for Red Lake County. So that's the tail of the tape coming in. Not a whole lot of history, at least not in the last decade, between these two clubs. It's about a 2.5-hour drive for Red Lake County to make the trip here. Of course, it's 2-year stints, so next year Pine River-Backus will travel up there, which is part why we're doing a 6 o'clock kickoff tonight. But these two teams did meet a couple years ago in the 2023 season. Red Lake County got the win 44-20. Then you have to go all the way back to 2015, the last time the teams had met. Pine River-Backus won that matchup. Actually, correction, 2016. Pine River-Backus won that matchup 26-6. They actually won in 2015 by the same exact score. So in the last 10 years, 3 meetings, Pine River-Backus 2-1 against Red Lake County. But again, Pine River-Backus, can they take a step forward? Talking to Coach Nate Fisher coming into the season, he felt that the schedule is pretty favorable for the Tigers to at least have a few wins this year. Now again, part of that's going to be the work they put in the offseason, the improvements that they've shown, the experience coming back for PRB. And then for Red Lake County, can they sustain the success they've had in recent years? Let's find out what the coaches have to say about that. We have both coaches ready to feature here on the Station 371 pregame show. And when we come back, first we'll check with Brian Remick, head coach for Red Lake County's Rebels. And then we'll chat with Nate Fisher, head coach for the PRB Tigers. Much more to come as we get you prepared for kickoff on opening night in Pine River. It's high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB
We are back here on yourliveevent.com as here's the pregame chat with head coach Brian Remick for the Red Lake County Rebels as we get set for kickoff here on your live event. Show opening night for football, and join us now is Brian Remick, head coach for the Red Lake County Rebels, taking the trip over to Pine River to start the season. Coach, a beautiful night, and thank you for joining us for a quick chat before kickoff.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Like you said, it's a beautiful night. They got a nice complex here, so should be a fun night here to kick off the season.
You were 9-2 last year, reached the section championship, and the last few years you've seen some really nice success. What do you attribute that to, and what you've built and try to continue now in 2025 with this Rebels team, Coach?
Well, we've been just blessed with some, quality kids, some good athletes, guys that have put in time, that have stepped up their game. They like to compete. We've been very fortunate with that boys-wise, and you've seen what, they've been able to do in football and boys basketball and baseball. So, we're just kind of right now in that cycle, kind of enjoying that situation.
Well, you've been around a while, so you definitely know the small school roller coaster that you can ride. 9-2 last year. Take us a little, because it's been a couple years since you played the Tigers, and my first time covering this Rebels team. Give me a little taste. What do you bring back from last year, and how are your preparations coming into night one?
Yeah, we got a little mix. We've got 3 or 4 linemen up front that played for us last year that are back, so that, that's kind of nice to have. A couple of our backs, Halverson and Gollingsrud, played last year. Our quarterback is new, but he played split out for us. We missed a lineman or two graduated, and we lost our quarterback and our 1,000-yard rusher, Seeger. So we got some holes to fill, but we also have some guys now that hopefully can maybe step into those roles, and then we'll see if we got some other guys that can step into those roles that those other guys were leaving.
I know that it's more than just the 2 weeks now that lead into the first night of official practice. You have your camps, some of the the summer programs and everything, but just in the 2 weeks where things have really started to hone in on the season is starting, what has this team shown you that you really like?
Yeah, I mean, they show up every day and they're ready to work, and they go through the stuff that we need to do, and they're pretty good about being students of the game and adjusting to things on the fly. So like I said, we've got shifted some guys around maybe from last year. We got a few new guys into some new roles and that kind of thing. So, I think they're excited to come out here. You get 14, 15 practices here, and they're just ready to play. And that's all you can do is come out here and play now and see where you're at. And then, you got a good feel of where you're at, what you need to work on, and things like that.
Well, I'm sure in your 26 years, one of the key things that has changed is, the technology and being able to try to find scouting on opponents and whatnot. You're playing a team that you saw a couple of years ago, but it's only the third meeting in the last decade between the Rebels and the Tigers. So what did you try to come up with for the game plan for your team? Did you try to find a little bit on the Tigers, or did you solely focus on what the Rebels want to do?
So, yeah, I'm so old, I remember VHS tapes, right? So we used to go and actually meet halfway and exchange tapes like that. So, yeah, it's different now, of course, like what you said with the streaming and that kind of stuff. So, you go back and you watch, when we last played 22, and then you can go back and, everything's on our huddle account. We can go back and check out some of the stuff that they did last year. So, it's a new season. You can prepare what you think they might do, what they've done in the past, and they'll do the same. But, you also tell your kids, well, okay, now, they might do this or they might do that, or you're going to have to adjust if they come out with something that we totally are surprised about. So that's kind of the joys of a first game.
Of course, the other part of the first game is there's only 8 in the regular season, and typically you see a few of those first game miscues for you and your group, and especially your coaching staff, Brian. What are the key focal points that you're looking for from the Rebels when it comes to execution?
Well, it's just the basic football stuff, right? I mean, we're getting lined up, we're knowing our counts, we're handling our snaps for analytic football, right? If we're not quite sure on formations, we get that where we got to make adjustment. But basic football stuff, blocking, tackling, those sorts of things, that's where our main focus is at.
Coach, thrilled to be here for week number 1. We appreciate the time. Good luck to you and the Rebels.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Brian Remick, head coach for Red Lake County, join us as we step out. More pregame coming right up on yourliveevent.com.
Of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrump Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show. As join us now, Nate Fisher, head coach for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Back at the helm again. It is season opener, home opener. We're thrilled to be here, of course, Coach. Thanks for some time as we get ready to kick off this 2025 season.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
We got to start, of course, last year, a tough year for the Tigers. Battled in some games, but ultimately finished at 0-9. I know there's a lot of familiar guys that are back this year. Take us through a quick recap, Nate, of the off season and how you prepared to take that step up in this season.
Yes, when we met with our guys back in May, we kind of told them that, hey, we need the season to go different. And so we put it kind of on their plate. What are you going to do different to prepare for this upcoming season? As coaches, we made a promise to them as well that we're going to do things different. And so I think both sides held up their end of the bargain. We overhauled offense, defense. We've done things throughout our summer program, going to team camp, things like that we just have never done before. And so we made a promise to the guys that we're going to be different. We're going to try some different things and find what works. And so really happy with where we're at. Thought we had a great summer. Thought we had a great 3 weeks here of practice leading up to week 1. So I'm really excited to get kicked off tonight and see how the boys play.
Along with that, when you try to have a flip like that on both sides, leadership comes into play as such a huge component. Who have you seen really step up into those roles to help turn the page?
Yeah, so it was kind of neat this year. This will be the first year since I've been around the program that we've actually voted on captains. And so it was really cool to see the guys. It was a pretty clear-cut 4 that will lead our team this year. That's Owen Dable, Andrew Volk, Cole Oberfell, and Sean Reyes. And so those 4 guys have really stepped into that leadership role. They've done a great job being in the weight room, being at all of our summer practices. Those guys have really stepped up as leaders, and not only did we as coaches acknowledge it, but their teammates did too.
So let's take a look at the preparation coming into tonight, and we'll talk about the opponent in a little bit. But when you're talking about the offseason and then you get into the official practice, with the things you've implemented, skill-wise, execution-wise on the field, what has excited you about what this team has shown and where you hope you'll see some of the strengths?
Well, I think the biggest thing was we hit the ground running. Day 1 of practice, we were light years ahead of where we were last year on day 1. Again, being a little more diligent with our summer practices, going up to Bemidji State for team camp, really put us ahead of the ball game a little bit. And so, those 20 guys that we took up to Bemidji State really grasped the offense and defensive schemes really well. So we got, we're way more prepared just with our own unit than we were last year. So really excited to see how that plays out tonight, but I'm really happy that we've taken some big steps forward.
And we know that the schedule has shifted, we usually see every couple of years that things can kind of shift around the landscape of high school football. And speaking of which, you start tonight with Red Lake County, a team that the Tigers have only seen twice in the last 10 years, the last time coming just a couple of years ago in 2023. So with you being, of course, in your second year at the helm, Nate, what have you been able to come up with for a game plan with a good Rebel squad in town?
Yeah, not only have we not played them a whole lot, they graduated, 2 of their best players last year. They were a team that was quarterback and running back driven. Their kid they had a quarterback last year was a dude. He was a 4-year starter. Funny enough, actually played against us the last time we played him. So really good athlete. So they lose him. They lose a really good running back. But again, Coach Remick does such a great job over there. They're a team that just reloads. They don't rebuild. We know that they're going to be a physical team. They're going to run the ball between the tackles. and we better buckle our chin straps tonight and be ready to play some tough-nosed football.
Well, obviously, result aside, we know coaches are going to be looking for certain things in game one. But if you're able to put those light years ahead into motion tonight, come away with a win to open the season, what would that mean for this Tigers team?
Oof. Yeah, that would be a heck of a start to the season. These guys have worked really hard for the last 3 months, and so I'm really looking for them to come out, make a statement tonight, make some big plays. And again, we just hope that when that scoreboard says quarter number 4, that we're in a ball game and we're in a dogfight. And so, I'm looking forward to the season, looking forward to getting this game kicked off, and hopefully we've got a great night of football ahead of us.
I hope so too, Coach. Thanks as always for the time. Good luck to you and the Tigers.
Thanks, Devin.
Nate Fisher, head coach for Pine River-Backus, join us as we break more on the Station 371 pregame show right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
You're along with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
We are back live on YourLiveEvent.com. Should see the field action here shortly for those tuning in. We are getting set week number 1. A beautiful night. Devin Kruger here with you. Brandon Torgerson's on hand as well, helping produce and go through some things. Other games going on for week number 1 tonight. Pillager, they are on top big at Warroad, looking to start the year 1-0. The Huskies leading the Warriors 45-14. We have Esco at Pequot Lakes. That's a 6:30 pregame on KLKS Talk 100. Crosby, Ironton, and Aiken, the stump game tonight. Pequot Lakes hosting Esco, by the way. Crosby, Ironton at Aiken, also a 6:30 pregame on Skeeter 101.5. McGregor's at Northwoods. Walker Hackett's at Gakeley. They're in one of those cross-divisional matchups. They're at Monome and Waubun tonight. Sauk Center's at Piers. Next week, Pine River-Backus will be up in Nevis for a Friday night contest. Red Lake County is actually going to play Thursday night as well next week when they take on Red Lake on the road. As we get set to the toss, I actually caught the toss for week 1. I'm proud of myself. I caught the coin toss. I've missed that most of them last year. Pine River-Backus won the toss, elected to receive. They're going to go right to left. So when you have a team like Pine River-Backus wanting to establish something new this year, a lot more off-season work, a motivated group of guys looking to turn the tables after the winless season last year. Coach Fisher told them, you win the toss, take the ball. We want to try to get something rolling offensively right off the bat this year, and that is exactly what they're going to do. Take you through the starting lineups with that for the Pine River-Backus offense. Quarterbacking will be senior Andrew Volk. No heights or weights on the PRB roster that we have. The fullback is going to be senior Brody Mongan. The tailback will be junior Sean Reyes. He had plenty of time in the backfield last year. Wideouts will be senior Owen Dable and junior Logan Tominski. At tight end, senior Cole Oberfell. And anchoring that O-line at center is going to be senior Carson Crawford. The guards are going to be sophomore Dalton Tominski and junior Noah Abraham. At the tackle spots, senior Mason Nelson and junior Gabe Deers. There's your starting offense for the PRB Tigers. For the Red Lake County Rebels on defense, for head coach Brian Remick, again in his 26th year, the D tackles, 6'1", 245-pound senior Mason Pollen, 6'5", 225-pound senior Oliver Moline. The defensive ends, 6'2", 210-pound senior Keegan Schmitz, and also a 6'1", 195-pound junior Bo Nelson. They play a 4-4. The inside backers, 5'11", 200-pound senior Gunnar Halverson, and 5'11", 175-pound sophomore Ben Gullingdrud. On the outsides will be 6'4", 160-pound junior Thorin Thronson, and 6', 160-pound senior Riley Broden. In the defensive backfield for Red Lake County, at cornerback will be 6'2", 170-pound senior Ethan Johnson, 5'11", 150-pound junior Nate Powers, and the safety is 6'1", 170-pound senior Connor Duden. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's matchup with the PRB Tigers and the Red Lake County Rebels. We will take a quick timeout. They're getting ready for the national anthem. We have our opening kickoff of the 2025 high school football season coming right up. It's on yourliveevent.com.
For you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Tonight's game
And welcome back to Pine River-Backus. Devin Kruger, Brandon Torgerson here with you for your liveevent.com game 1 of the season. And I thanked new AD Kyle Crocker for the beautiful, beautiful night for high school football. Doesn't get any better than this. Again, Pine River-Backus, they elected to receive the opening kick. Red at Lake County in the white jerseys, black pants, blue numbers and letters with the blue helmets. Pine River-Backus, the black jerseys at home, black pants, orange numbers and letters trimmed in white with the black helmets with the Tiger logo. Excited to see how this season will start with the Tigers and the Rebels. Pillager and Warroad in a scoring frenzy in the fourth quarter up in Warroad on yourliveevent.com. You can always check out the upcoming broadcast schedule for not only YLE but local radio at rjbroadcasting.com. This is going to be Riley Broden to tee it up for Red Lake County's Rebels. Again, the Rebels were 9-2 last year, lost in the 8A championship game. The Tigers 0-9 last year, looking to snap a long losing skid dating back to the 2023 season. Back to receive, Owen Dable and Logan Tominski. Broden has it teed up right at the X at the 40-yard line, and we are set. Lines will spread out, waiting the official, and here we go. Broden with the approach and the opening kick, end over end deep. It's going to be Tominski at the 12, near side hash, 15 to the 20 to the 25, slips a tackle on the outside, 30, 35, hit, and clothesline breaks out of the tackle and is finally brought down to the 39-yard line. A 27-yard return and a good start for the PRB Tigers. First down and 10 from their own 39-yard line.
And Logan Tominski carries, and we're starting at the 39-yard line.
Andrew Volk, the starting quarterback last year, now in his senior year, one of the 4 captains that Coach Nate Fisher highlighted in the pregame interview. Call that the 38-yard line. First and 10 at the 38, left side hash. Tigers will send 2 receivers, Dable and Tominski, to the left. 1 back in the backfield, Volk in the shotgun, 4 down linemen. The snap, handoff, Sean Reyes up the middle. He is across the 40, a little bit of room pushing forward to the 41. He'll pick up 3 and make it 2nd and 7. Didn't get any stats from the season last year, but Sean Reyes, as a sophomore, ended up doing a bulk of the running as the season went on for the Tigers. Carson Crawford breaks that huddle first, gets himself lined up over the ball. Same formation. Dable wide left. Tominski slot left. Red Lake County without a deep safety, and Volk's going to pass. He looks left. He's going for the deep shot. He's looking for Dable, and it's in and out of his fingertips inside the Red Lake County 30, right on the sideline. I think Dable was starting to worry about his feet, knew that pass was on the sideline, but had to go right through his fingertips, incomplete. It is 3rd down for PRB. I like the idea of taking that shot. One-on-one coverage on the outside. No deep safety protection from Red Lake County. Just kind of daring the Tigers to take a throw over the top. They do, and they just about completed it. But now it's 3rd and 7. And again, 2 receivers on the short side, near side, going right to left. Now Tominski will go in motion left to right. Volk in the shotgun will take the snap. He hands off. It's a double handoff. Reyes to the near side, and not much room as the double handoff was sniffed out. Great recognition there by Thorin Thronson, the junior outside linebacker. Did not get fooled with the double handoff as they brought it back against the grain to Brody Mongan. He only picks up 2 to the 43, and that makes it 4th and 5, and the PRB Tigers are in punt formation. Looks like Dawson Dable is kicking, and Ethan Johnson back for Red Lake County. 3 and out for the Tigers' first possession. Good snap, kick, high floater, but short, and it's going to hit at the 36-yard line. Takes the Tigers' bounce, just narrowly missing one of the Rebels, and it's down by Sean Reyes at the 26-yard line. So the Tigers go 3 and out on their opening possession, taking a minute and a half off the clock. 10:30 to go in the first quarter. We have no score here in Pine River. Red Lake County, a 9-2 team last year, starts 1st and 10 on their own 26-yard line. Quarterback is Connor Duden. Coach Brian Remick, if you missed in the pregame, he was a slot receiver or a split receiver for the Rebels last year, now taking over as a quarterback in his senior year. Bo Nelson, the fullback, Gunnar Halverson, Ben Gullingsrud, the halfbacks. They're going to line up in a offset, just a three-back power set. Here's the fake handoff left. They go right, big gap, 30, 35, 40, and there he goes. That's Gunnar Halverson. And on the first play, Halverson's going to take this to the house. 10-5, no flags, touchdown Red Lake County Rebels. Fake the handoff to the fullback. The linebackers got sucked in. Big hole on the right side of that line, and Gunnar Halverson goes 60, make that 74 yards on the opening play from scrimmage for the Red Lake County Rebels to put them up 6-0. Both teams will go for two virtually every time they score. Same formation, three backs in the backfield. This time, Halverson's the wing back on the left. Here's the snap. They pitch it out to the right side. This is Ethan Johnson, and he is in easily untouched for the two-point conversion.
Ethan Johnson for the 2 points.
And after the defense for Red Lake County holds the Tigers to a 3-and-out, a quick strike score, and the Red Lake County leads. It is 8-0 Rebels. They'll kick off to the Tigers right after a quick break here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100. Welcome back to Pine River. 74-yard touchdown run by Gunnar Halverson, the senior. 8-0 Red Lake County. It is a final. Pillager gets the win at War Road, 45-20. Here's the kick, end over end. It's going to be Tominski again from the 15. Now trying to go to the far side. He's got the 20, up to the 25, breaks it out, cuts inside the 30. Another nice return by Logan Tominski, the junior returner for PRB. Gets cut down at the 34-yard line, maybe the 33. Now we'll see how the Tigers respond. Again, 0-9 season last year and give up a huge play after going 3-0. Can the offense get something and answer the call against this Rebels team? It'll be 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line with Red Lake County leading it 8-0. In the shotgun is Volk. Handoff Reyes on the right side. Now cuts it back to the left. Hit at the line of scrimmage. And he's able to just power his way across the 35 to the 36. That's 2 hard-fought yards for the junior Sean Reyes. It's 2nd and 8. And now we have an injured Tiger, so when you have Class A football, sometimes depth can be pretty thin to start with. And it's the first game of the year, so you don't exactly know what the depth is like. But an early injury to a Tiger. Looks like it might be Brody Mongan out there. And it is. It's Brody Mongan on the ground at the 37-yard line. They'll check him out. We'll take a time. It is 8-0 Red Lake County, 9:54 to go in our opening quarter. It is season opening football on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation.
Welcome back. Brody Mungan helped off the field after being injured, walking very gingerly to the bench to see the trainer. It's 2nd down and 8 for the PRB Tigers, trailing 8-0. Red Lake County shows blitz. Here they come. Volk, back to pass, backpedaling, hit, and down he goes. Sandwiched in the backfield, Keegan Schmitz and Bo Nelson, as Volk didn't like where he was, where the target was set, ends up taking a sack back to the 29-yard line. A loss of 7 on the sack, and the Tigers with 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 from their own 29-yard line. Red Lake County brought the extra rusher, but the two guys on the ends were able to just overpower. Coach Fisher said that they needed to be ready for tough-nosed football. 2 receivers right, Volk in the shotgun, Tominski in motion right to left. Here's the flip to Tominski, trying to get the seal on the near side. It's not there, and he is hit and dropped. Good pursuit by the sophomore, Ben Gullingdrud. Brings him down with a loss of 1 to the 28. And that will go as a pass as he flashed in front of Andrew Volk, and he just kind of flipped him the football. A pass completion of -1 and another punt coming for the PRB Tigers. So now it might be even early in a game like this. Coach Fisher wanted them to be at least in the game in the 4th quarter. They'll have to see if they can get a stop. Here's the kick and some pressure, the kick to the near sideline, and it's going to land out of bounds. Red Lake County will start in Pine River-Backus territory. They will mark it out at the PRB 46-yard line. So Red Lake County, after a 1-play drive with a touchdown, will start 1st and 10 at the PRB 46-yard line with an 8-0 lead, 8:26 to go here in quarter number 1. Red Lake County going left to right as we see it here in the press box. And you see it on yourliveevent.com. Thanks to all of our great sponsors that you see on the screen and during the timeouts. Cannot do this without them. Red Lake County will spread it out a bit. 2 receivers, 1 on either side. 2 backs in the backfield with Duden in the shotgun. 4 down lineman, the snap. Handoff Gullingdrud on the left side. Slips 1 tackle. He's loose again. 40, 45 to the 30, to the 20. And Ben Gullingdrud's going to make it 2 for 2 for Red Lake County. The lines are just opening up big gaping holes. The backers are unable to close in. And it's 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Red Lake County to start the game tonight. And now a Tiger is slowly walking off on the near side as there was a battle on the near side, and Nathaniel Tragg, a sophomore, came off as Red Lake County 2 plays, 2 touchdowns as the sophomore Gullingdrud goes in from 46 yards. And Red Lake County will once again try for 2. They'll split 1 wide out. Wide to the left, and Benji Bramer, a 6'4 junior. Receiver Ethan Johnson to the right. Duden again, same formation. Now Nelson in motion. Here's a snap. Quick throw, left side. It is caught by Johnson. Slips the tackle, and he's in again. Johnson has scored both 2-point conversions. And Red Lake County off to a blazing fast start here in Pine River as Red Lake County takes a 16-0 lead on another long touchdown run for the Rebels. We'll break kickoff right after this on yourliveevent.com.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability. Once again, Broden has it teed up as Red Lake County a quick 16-0 lead. Here's Tominski again coming on the return to the 20-yard line, trying to find room on the near side. This time, Red Lake County has him bottled up a little quicker up across the 20, and he's up to the 22-yard line. 2 3-and-outs for Pine River-Backus, 2 one-play scoring drives for Red Lake County. So certainly for the Tigers, they need things to go differently from this point forward. Brody Mongan with his helmet off, still seated on the bench after coming out injured and walking very slowly to the sideline. They'll put it at the 23-yard line for this drive for the PRB Tigers. 8:10 to go here in this first quarter of opening night. 6 o'clock kickoff. From the 23, Volk will be in the shotgun. 2 receivers, short side left. Here's a snap, handoff Reyes. Reyes with a stop cut gets to the line of scrimmage, and that is about it. Keegan Schmitz was the start. Mason Plon helped finish him off. Looks like they'll actually give him a yard or half a yard. Call it gain of 1 to the 24. Second down and 9 for Pine River-Backus. 2 years since these two teams have met. Tigers at least looking to move the sticks a little bit. Volk in the shotgun again, Reyes to his left. Here's a handoff, Reyes double handoff. They give it to Cole Oberfeld, who's lined up as a tight end. He gets nowhere. And boy, making a name for himself on the D line so far. Keegan Schmitz, the 6'2", 210-pound senior D end. Good gap protection, good discipline by the defensive line. Not falling for the handoff to Reyes. Nobody flowed. They see that double handoff coming. Oberfeld gets a carry from his tight end spot. Now again, with Mongan out, that might be a little wrinkle that Pine River-Backus throws in the offense. No gain, 3rd and 9. Volk to pass, under a little pressure, hit, and now the ball pops loose as he throws, and they're going to call it incomplete. And Volk is a little bit slow getting up. Pressure on the left side coming from Gunnar Halverson. And Volk tried to unleash one to the near sideline, but it was hit right as the arm was going forward. They rule it incomplete. It is 4th down for Pine River-Backus, and it looks like another 3-and-out for the Tigers. Johnson will be standing at the Red Lake County 44. Tominski back in punt formation. Here's the snap. Gets the kick away, end over end. Johnson drifting back, catches at the 46. He's going to head towards midfield, slips one tackle. He's across the field to the 450 to the 45, across midfield, I should say, and he is brought down. A late flag flies in as they mark him down at the PRB 40, and now we'll check our first penalty marker of the night. Came in very late. And it's going to be a penalty against Red Lake County. They will, of course, keep the ball.
Penalty against Red Lake County.
I'll be honest, that looked like a new a signal from the official. I'm not exactly sure what he called. Might have to look that one up. Part of the first game. They will mark this off back into Red Lake County territory, so it looks like it's a 15-yard penalty, whatever it was a personal foul. But more importantly, Pine River-Backus has to stop Red Lake County. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for the Red Lake County offense. Drive will start at the Red Lake County 46-yard line. Gunnar Halverson and Ben Gullingrud each with a touchdown run here in this first quarter. 6:41 on the clock, 16-0 Red Lake County. In the shotgun is Duden. 4 wide receivers. Different formation again. Duden's going to throw. He's under pressure. Hit as he throws. It floats, floated, and is caught backpedaling by Gullingrud. Gullingwood was backpedaling inside the 30, reached up and made the snare as the ball just floated over the PRB Tigers' Logan Tominski. And it's a first down at the PRB 24-yard line. 32 yards on the completion between Duden and Gullingwood. Just floated that up and had just enough on it. And Gullingwood backpedaling made a great fingertip catch. 1st and 10 from the 24 for Red Lake County, already leading 16-0 here in the first quarter. Duden in the shotgun. He's got Halverson to his right and 4 wide receivers. A snap, and here's the fake handoff. Duden keeps it himself over to the right side. Gullingwood with a block as he goes inside the 20, puts the head down, and he's shoved out of bounds on the near side by Owen Dable. Looks like they'll mark him just shy of the 15 to the 16-yard line. He picks up 8. 8 yards for Duden, brings up 2nd down and 2. Three big plays so far for this Red Lake County offense. A little bit more methodical in and out of the huddle for Red Lake County. Halverson goes to the right of Duden again in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. Shotgun snap, quick throw left side, and it hit Ethan Johnson. Slipped, still broke out of the tackle, slips another. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, he is in. Touchdown Red Lake County. Coming out on the far side was Scott Scoville, and he had a chance to cut down Johnson in the backfield, but Scoville, you could see his feet slip. As Scoville slipped, Johnson was able to escape. He was able to break to the outside, and he is in from 16 yards out, and Red Lake County has taken a 22-0 lead here in the first quarter. 16 yards from Duden to Johnson. Johnson has scored both of the 2-point conversions so far for Red Lake County. They go with split backs. And here's the snap. Here's the handoff left side, and a big hole and an easy 2-point conversion there for Red Lake County as Theo Tidlaka able to bowl his way in for the 2-point conversion. And it's all Red Lake County here in our opening frame to start the 2025 football season. 5:16 to go in the first quarter. New score, Red Lake County 24, Pine River-Backus nothing. We will be back with more right after this. It is high school football on yourliveevent.com. Pine River-Backus and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Back with you here in Pine River. Devin Kruger with you. Red Lake County, all sorts of success in this first quarter. 5:16 left on the clock, and the visiting Rebels, coming off that 9-win season, looking for a strong start, and they've got it. That last drive, they didn't score on one play, but they still had a big play to start it. 54 yards, a 16-yard touchdown pass from Connor Duden to Ethan Johnson. And all 3 2-point conversions have been successful. Tigers will receive short kick at the 20, taking to the 25 and spinning out of one tackle, trying to keep his feet. And then here comes the cavalry on the return. Easton Wynn, the junior. Red Lake County swarmed, and boy, Easton Wynn fought tooth and nail, and now a flag is going to come out as Easton Wynn was frustrated after getting piled on. He was holding his ground and he was staying up, and then after the play was whistled, Wynn was kind of frustrated with everybody piling on him. a flag for a little extracurricular, and the signal was for a delay of game. So we'll see if they do just get the 5-yard variety penalty here. And with 5:07 to go, Pine River-Backus will have the ball down 24-0. And they will mark it off as a delay penalty. So now it's going to be from the 24-yard line. It should be 1st and 10 for the Tigers, as that happened after the play, and it will be 1st down and 10. Ball on the left side hash for PRB. Volk going to come out with a bit of a loaded backfield. He's got 2 backs in the backfield. Oberfell will line up as a halfback, and now they'll switch up some players, and now it looks like they had one too many out there. They get him out the field. Volk takes a snap. He steps. He's looking. He's hit from behind, and down he goes. Bo Nelson. Before Volk could let it fly, Nelson got in, and the defensive line for the Rebels is having their way right now with the PRB offensive line. They're getting the backfield, disrupting plays, and Volk doesn't have a whole lot of time to throw. This sack takes him all the way back to the 16. It's a loss of 8. Second sack for Red Lake County. Tigers in and out of the huddle on now 2nd down and 18. 2 receivers left in Tominski and Dable. Volk, shotgun snap. Handoff Reyes, trying to find room. Not a whole lot there. Trying to cut it up, get what he can, and it's not much. Pretty minimal. Call it no gain for Reyes. He's got 6 yards on 4 carries. 3rd down and 18 from the 16-yard line. And last year, and again, for Pine River-Backus, Coach Fisher gave these guys a lot of credit. Did more summertime, did more weight room time, did a team camp. But a very solid opponent to start off the year, and the Tigers having some of the same troubles that they had last year. Offense just not able to generate anything, at least to this point. And big plays being scored on the defense. There's a hard snap count. Nobody flinched. Volk to pass. He spins, he sets, he throws. It is caught. It's going to be a short gain as coming across the field. He connects with Ashton Sunram, a sophomore, and Sunram is brought down at the 19-yard line for a pickup of 3. Second pass completion of the night, but only for 2 total yards for Pine River-Backus, and it'll be another punt coming from Dawson Dable. And Red Lake County will end up with great field position on this no matter what. 4th down and 15 officially for the Tigers. Here's the snap. It's dropped. And now here comes Tominski. He slips by 1. He's going to be brought down from behind back at the 14-yard line. It was a bit of a low snap, and as he tried to gather it, it slipped out of his hands. Keegan Schmitz again comes up with a tackle, and officially PRB will turn it over on downs. That goes as a team rush, and it's back to the 14-yard line. So it's a loss of 5 on it. And Red Lake County with a 24-0 lead will start this drive at the PRB 14-yard line with 2:53 to go in our opening quarter. And we're going to get a timeout here. Head coach Brian Remick taking timeout for Red Lake County. First timeout taken of the first half. We will step away. It is opening night high school football. Red Lake County 24, Pine River-Backus nothing. This is high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
We welcome you back. Devin Kruger with you as A timeout taken by Red Lake County before they start this drive at the PRB 14-yard line after the bobbled snap on the punt. Here's Duden. Connor Duden sets. He's looking to throw. Now he has to step up and run. He's spun around. He breaks the tackle at the 11, inside the 10, puts the head down and runs over a Tiger as he's out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. And Red Lake County will be on the doorstep after a nice improvised run by the senior quarterback Connor Duden. They will put it at the 5-yard line. A gain. Second and 1 at the 5 after the gain of 9 by Connor Duden. Already 24-0 in favor of Red Lake County as we're hitting the final 2 minutes or so of the first quarter. Duden stays in the shotgun. He's got Halverson. Tigers show blitz, and the direct snap to Halverson. He's cut down. Cole Oberfell, nice tackle. It will be first and goal at the 2, but Oberfell got a nice shot there on Halverson to cut him down at the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 for Halverson, and it's first and goal for Red Lake County. Duden takes a few steps towards that far sideline, gets the play call from Coach Remick. With the long drive, not a huge fan base from Red Lake County making the trip, so if you're watching and listening, thanks for joining us tonight. Duden's going to go back under center. Halverson off to his right. There's that pitch. Saw that coming, and Halverson's going to get out to the corner, reach across the goal line, and it's touchdown, Red Lake County. With that type of formation, I was kind of thinking that pitch was coming, and Red Lake County, they're blocking on the outside. Their seals from the receivers all look very strong here in this first quarter as Gunnar Halverson scores from 2 yards out his second touchdown of the night. And it is now 30-0 for Red Lake County. Halverson scored the first touchdown of the night, busting through and going 74 yards. A much shorter burst for him this time around. He's in from 2, and here comes the 2-point conversion attempt. Halverson will be to the right of Duden, who goes back in the shotgun again. Now a man in motion, and it looked like Sean Reyes jumped the line of scrimmage, so even though he got a nice tackle in the backfield, they'll have to reset and redo this one. Second penalty called against Pine River-Backus in this evening's contest. So Red Lake County gets the ball moved 1 yard closer for the 2-point conversion attempt. Duden in the shotgun again. Halverson to his right. Comes a man in motion in Johnson. Here's the fake handoff to Halverson, and Duden skips into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Red Lake County continues their success with the 2-point conversions, and it is 32-0 in favor of Red Lake County with a buck and a half left here in the first quarter. We will break. It is high school football here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100. Welcome back to Pine River. Gorgeous opening night for high school football. Comfortable temps, a little breeze to keep those that are cool, that are warm, cool. Unfortunately for PRB, it's been a hot start for Red Lake County. Here's a short kickoff, going to be picked up by Easton Wynn again here, 25, and he's trying to make his way back horizontal across the field, and that's just not going to work. He tried to get to the far side, and just nothing doing there as he is swarmed down by the Rebels at the 25-yard line. 1:22 to go in a rough first quarter for the PRB Tigers. I have them offensively for negative 10 yards. Actually, correct that. 16. I'll have to. I forgot about that bobbled snap for the loss on that one play as well. I have them for negative 11 yards in the first quarter. Volk, quick swing pass, left side, Tominski. Here's some room to run to the 30 and brought down by Connor Duden across the 30 to 32. And there, if the PRB Tigers are going to have success passing, they might have to try some of those. Just quick hitters, a good little swing pass to the near side for Tominski up to the 32-yard line. That's a pickup of 7. Second catch tonight for Logan Tominski. Tominski and Dable to the right now of the formation. Ball on the left hash. 32-0 Red Lake County. They show blitz. Here's a fake handoff. Reyes. Quick throw to the left side. This one is caught. And slipping one tackle, slipping two tackles to the 40, to the 45. Owen Dable gets the PRB crowd fired up. Biggest play so far for the Tigers, up across the 45 to the 48-yard line. Some nifty footwork as Owen Dable slips out of a couple of tackles and picks up 16 for a Pine River-Backus first down. 32-0 Red Lake County, under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Volk in the shotgun again. 3 wide. Handoff, Reyes, left side, stutter step, now trying to burst to the outside. He's got midfield. He steps inside and is slung down by the shoulder pads by Thorin Thronson. One of the Rebels was calling for a hold, and I think he had a fairly good argument for it. But no flag on the field, and Sean Reyes inside Rebel territory. First time there for the Tigers. Final 24 seconds of the first quarter. They put it down at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 for Reyes, his longest run of the night. Second down and 4. Volk in the shotgun again. The snap, handoff Reyes. This time off the right side. Bursts right ahead, 45. First down run. Takes a shot at the end of it from the safety, Connor Duden. But Sean Reyes pops right back up after a first down run. And now, hold on. Well, he took a pretty good shot, and now Reyes is down. Oh, no. He took a pretty good lick at the end of that run. This is going to be the end of the first quarter, and more importantly, the way Reyes went back down to the ground, you have to believe that this might be a concussion-type check for Sean Reyes, and you certainly hope that the junior will be okay. It will be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from the Red Lake County 40-yard line when we commence the second quarter. After 1 in Pine River, Red Lake County with a big lead, 32-0 over the Pine River-Backus Tigers. This is high school football on yourliveevent.com.
We believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Welcome back. Sean Reyes brought to the sideline, being tended to. 1st and 10, Tigers. Andrew Volk, quick throw near side. Tominski hit by Ethan Johnson, slips by 1. Rebels tried to rake it out, but Tominski fights forward. It'll be a short gain. Pickup of 2 on the pass play to Tominski. Definitely can feel a little bit more momentum for the Tigers. Tiger fans were looking for a possible face mask. No flag on the field. A 32-0 advantage for the first quarter for Red Lake County. Coach Fisher fired up about something, perhaps didn't like a type of hit. Andrew Volk will bring him in. So both starting running backs for the Tigers out with injuries right now. And it looks like they've moved Owen Dable into the halfback spot. Volk on 2nd down and 8 from the 38. He's back to pass. Slips over to the right side. He's looking. He's throwing on the run, and it is almost intercepted. Pass was too high for Logan Tominski. Went through the fingers of Ethan Johnson. That snaps a string of 4 straight completions for the senior quarterback Volk. And it's 3rd down and 8 from the Rebels' 38-yard line. Pine River-Backus finally getting a little bit of momentum on the offensive side. Going to some quick passing. Andrew Volk just simply does not have time to sit back in the pocket. Here's a snap. Here's Cole Oberfell on the counter play. Not much there again for Oberfell. Tried that play before with minimal success, and he's stopped down again. And it's going to be 4th down. I'm interested to see as Oberfell stop for no gain on 4th and 8. I think the Tigers, you're down 32-0. You really might as well just go for it in this instance. And it looks like that's what the Tigers might do. Long look in. Coach Fisher's, you can tell he's going to call a timeout now. 32-0. He's watching the clock. He's watching the back judge. Looks like he might take this down as far as he can on 4th and 8. He's going to take a timeout here and try to come up with the right play for the Tigers to convert a 4th down and 8. Trying to work on some momentum after Red Lake County completely dominated the first quarter. And then the Tigers finally able to pick up a couple of first downs. And it'll be 4th and 8 when we come back. We'll see what Coach can draw up. 32-0 Red Lake County. When we come back, a 4th down for the Tigers here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
32-0 Red Lake County. 4th down and 8 for the Tigers. First time they have been in Rebels territory. They're at the Red Lake County 38-yard line. Both starting running backs, Brody Mungan and Sean Reyes, on the sideline due to injuries. So they've got Owen Dable in as a running back, Logan Tominski and Dawson Dable as the wideouts, Cole Oberfell the tight end. Now they'll split Dable wide to the right. It is 4th and 8 for the Tigers. Volk has 2 receivers to the right. Red Lake County, man-to-man. Volk, snap, looks right, throws right. He's going for the deep shot, looking for Dable, and it's incomplete. Dable tried to stutter step. Ethan Johnson was on coverage. The Tigers go for the deep shot on 4th down, but do not convert. They will turn it over on downs. Red Lake County takes over at their own 38-yard line. If you joined us late, Red Lake County, their first 2 offensive possessions resulted in 1-play touchdown scores. 74 yards from Gunnar Halverson and then 46 yards from Ben Gullingsrud. They start this drive 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line, 9:55 to go in the second quarter. And the Rebels lead 32-0. 4 for 4 on offensive drives in the first quarter. 3 backs all lined up horizontally, handoff right side, and hit right away. It was Gullingsrud. One of the few times the Tigers have been able to get that line of scrimmage contact. George Stockman, the senior nose guard, with the tackle. Gullingsrud just across the 40 to the 41, a pickup of 3. Just the second carry for Gullingsrud after he went for that 46-yard touchdown run. He also caught a pass for 32 yards to start the third drive of the game, which also resulted, again, in a Rebels score. 2nd down and 7. Tigers trying to pump up the defense to get a stop. 3 backs again. Duden under center. He'll hand it off left side, and this is Halverson. Breaks the tackle near side 50 to the 40. He's got the numbers. He's got the sideline, and Halverson is gone again. Dable will not be able to track him down. However, there is a flag on the field at the 42-yard line of Pine River-Backus. So hold on a moment, and this one's going to come back, and it's going to be taken off the board. You know, coaches always want to see clean play. Looks like it'll still be a first down run. The flag is placed at the PRB 40, so it'll be a holding penalty 10 yards from that. They'll bring it back to midfield, so it will still count as a 19-yard run for Halverson, which puts him just shy of 100 yards already tonight. It'll still be a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from midfield after they take the touchdown off the board. 9 minutes to go, second quarter, 32-0, Red Lake County. Rebels 9-2 last year, played in the 8A title game. Pine River-Backus coming off a winless season, hoping for a better start. Here's Duden, and he slipped, and I was going to say there should have been a whistle. He's trying to claim, I probably was pretty clear that his knee touched the ground. As Duden tripped over one of his offensive linemen, he was going to fake a handoff on the near side, tripped over one of the linemen, and he'll lose 3 yards. So the first TFL for Pine River-Backus just kind of gets credited to Stockman only because he was the closest one there. 2nd down and 13 for Red Lake County. Ball on the left hash. Again, the 3 backs all lined up horizontally behind Duden. Nelson's right behind Duden, and then he's flanked by Gullingsrud and Halverson. Here's a snap, fake handoff. They give it to Gullingsrud. He's across midfield, slips another tackle, hard running by the sophomore. He's in Tigers territory, inside the 45 to the 44. Now we have another Tiger on the ground, slow to get up and with his helmet off. And unfortunately, PRB continues to lose guys to injuries for part, if not the whole game. We have not seen Brady Mongan back. Looks like he's done for the night. Sean Reyes with his helmet off has not gotten up off the bench either. Red Lake County will have 3rd down when we come back. 7:51 to go, second quarter, 32-0 Red Lake County. It was a run of 6 for Gullingsrud, 3rd and 4 when we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org. Sophomore. Dominic Zwartz, sophomore, the injured Tiger, coming off not putting weight on that left ankle, and the Tigers down another player. And Coach Fisher even mentioned in the pregame that he felt this Tigers team was a little bit deeper in certain parts. Well, that is being tested heavily here in week number 1. Red Lake County back to the line. 3rd down and 4. Ball in the left hash at the Pine River-Backus 44-yard line. 3 backs in the backfield again. 4 down linemen for the Tigers. Duden fakes the pitch. He's looking to pass. He's throwing deep down the right side, and it is incomplete. Just a little bit too far for the diving Riley Broden. And it's the first 4th down for Red Lake County now at the PRB 44. And the way things have gone so far, not surprised at all to see Coach Remick send in an offensive player, and they'll go for it here. Tried to see if the Tigers would maybe fall asleep on the fake handoff, but the coverage was there. 2 Tigers were in the vicinity. Duden laid it out there, but Broden couldn't complete the completion on the dive. 4th down and 4. I formation now. First time we've seen this. The I formation. They got Nelson in front of Halverson with Duden under center on 4th and 4. Here's the snap. Handoff. Halverson on the right side. He tries to cut it up. He's going to get the first down inside the 40, inside the 35. Able to slip out of a tackle after what would have been a short gain short of the first down stick, but Halverson and company showing how tough a runners these Rebels can be down to the 34-yard line. That is a 10-yard run and a first down for the Red Lake County Rebels. Senior Gunnar Halverson, 5 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his 3 other runs have all netted first downs for Red Lake County. They lead 32-0, 7:20 to go in our second quarter. It was 32-0 after the first. Second quarter has gone much better for the Tigers in the sense that they got a little bit of offense moving, and they're forcing the Rebels to put together a drive. From the 34, handoff, left side. This is Halverson again, following blockers, and then cut down nicely. Stepping in, Cole Oberfell with a nice tackle.
Nice tackle by Oberfell.
Oberfell inside the 30, down to the 27. Still a decent gain on first down, a pickup of 7 for Halverson. You know, and I always look at some of those patterns. That's the first run for him tonight that has not gone for a first down or touchdown. 2nd down and 3 for Red Lake County. Both teams being a little bit more deliberate in and out of the huddle. Red Lake County continues to switch up some of the formations. Split backs now. Ethan Johnson, wing back on the right. Here's a fake handoff, and it's a pass. Here is a throw looking to the far side for Johnson, and it is caught. And Johnson with a great catch at the 1-yard line, but there is a flag down. That was Thorin Thronson who threw the pass, and this play is going to be negated by a Red Lake County penalty. This will be the 3rd penalty against the Rebels, and we see Coach Brian Remick switching his quarterback up a little bit as Thorin Thronson was in at QB, the junior, for that play and that attempt, but negated by the penalty. Holding the call on Red Lake County. So they'll push it back to the 37-yard line and make it 2nd down and 13, and Duden is going to come back in as the QB. Knee brace on his right knee. Duden, a senior, Thronson, a junior. Thronson is listed as a quarterback / tight end. He's played a little of both so far. Duden's going to be in the shotgun on 2nd and 13. Wide receiver on the left, Benji Bramer. Handoff, Halverson inside. He's got room, sandwiched between 2 Tigers, but he drags them inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. And on 3rd and long, Gunnar Halverson will move the chains. They'll put him down at the 23-yard line, a pickup of 14. 1st down and 10, Red Lake County. 5:48 to go second quarter. 32-0 Rebels. 2 games about to kick off. Esco at Pequot Lakes, Crosby Ironton at Aiken. On our family of radio stations serving the Brainerd Lakes area. Duden takes a shotgun snap on 1st and 10. Looks, throws, going to the right side, trying to over the top, and he's got it. Ethan Johnson, touchdown, Red Lake County.
Touchdown, Ethan Johnson.
Owen Dable was there on the coverage, but didn't get turned around, and a beautiful pass from Connor Duden right over Dable into the breadbasket, if you will, of Ethan Johnson, who has his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one from 23 yards out. 3 for 4 passing, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns for the senior quarterback Connor Duden. Red Lake County will go for 2 as they continue to be perfect on their offensive drives. 2-point conversion. Here's a handoff, and the Tigers will stop it for the first time. Handed it to Theo Tidlaka, and he gets swarmed over by Cole Oberfell and by Gabe Deers. So the 2-point conversion finally fails for Red Lake County, but Duden to Johnson for the second time tonight puts Red Lake County up 38-0 with 5:25 to go in the second quarter. We will break. The Rebels kick off again to the Tigers when we return here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Weather and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrump Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
Back with you here in Pine River, Devin Kruger, as the Red Lake County Rebels have had 5 drives in this first half. They have scored 5 touchdowns, leading 38-0. As Riley Broden set to kick again. Broden end over end. And Easton Wynn makes the catch at the 19 to the 20, 25, trying to get to the near side. He cuts across the 30, stutter step to the 35, gets a blocker and is brought down by Bo Nelson from behind across the 40 to the 42-yard line. And Easton Wynn gets a little pat on the back by one of the Rebels, Nate Powers, as he has a nice return. And again, just these, now we're seeing a little bit more of these little boosts, these little momentum plays for Pine River-Backus. Now, can they get on the board here at the towards the end of the, I should say, second half of the first half? They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line with 5:16 to go here in the second quarter. Tigers going left to right as the press box shadows creep out across the field. Always a great view from the press box here at PRB. Nice crowd on hand for opening night for the Tigers. Andrew Volk in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's a step. Here's a handoff on the near side. Trying to find room. Not much there as William Moore, a senior, gets the handoff, and he is cut down quickly by Riley Broden. Loses 1 as the Tigers, Brady Mongan and Sean Reyes, both hurt on the sideline, so they have had to shuffle some players that they weren't hoping to, certainly weren't expecting to. Here in week number 1, 3 Tigers starters, or 2 starters and a sub on the bench out. Here's Volk. Quick look. Throws the look to throw left. Nothing there, and down he goes. With the first read not there, Volk ran out of time. Oliver Moline, the first one there. Keegan Schmitz as well, and now Andrew Volk is down. 3 big Rebels brought him down, and brought him down hard, and unfortunately for the Tigers, it just keeps getting a little tougher here in the second quarter. Again, there was certainly more positives in the second quarter, but now Andrew Volk is down on the turf. The sack was back to the 36-yard line, a loss of 6 on the 3rd sack of the day for Red Lake County. 4:27 to go here in the second quarter. It'll be 3rd and 17 for the Tigers when we return. Unfortunately, another injury timeout. Oh, well, actually, we'll hold up here as they get him up. Andrew Volk, 2-year starter. Started last year as a junior, but 3 Red Lake County Rebels kind of got on top of him, and I'm sure as they all went down, somebody landed on him awkwardly. Hopefully he didn't get twisted too much, as the way he's walking almost looks like him, could be like a back type issue. Hopefully he is okay. They'll tend to him. Easton Wynn, the junior, will come in and take the snap now for the Tigers on 3rd down and 17 from their own 36-yard line. Well, we'll see. 3rd and long. Maybe see what kind of an arm that Easton Wynn has here. 2 receivers to the right. 1 back in the backfield. Wynn takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Moore. Moore looking on the left side, not a lot there. Keegan Schmitz will clean this one up. Gullinger the first one there as Moore loses a couple more back to the 34. And again with some very, very key pieces now on the bench injured. We'll see if the Tigers go pretty conservative or if they'll let these guys step in and see what they can do with the opportunity. 38-0 Red Lake County, under 4 to play in the second quarter. And the Tigers are on to punt again. Dawson Dable set to punt. Ethan Johnson staying back there for Red Lake County. Here's the snap, stepping up. Here's a kick, high spiraling kick. Johnson makes the catch at the 38, slips the first tackle and slips down to a knee and then gets brought down. And that was one of those where Gabe Deers heard the whistle, but I think, just had his momentum going as Johnson slipped, and that keeps that from being a potentially big return. 1st and 10, Red Lake County after the Tigers punt at their own 44-yard line. 3:26 to play, second quarter. Red Lake County, 5 drives, 5 scores. They lead at 38-0. 4 out of 5 on 2-point conversions. This one will start at their own 44 with 3:26 to go in the second quarter. Connor Duden will come out in the shotgun. Looks like they have a new center potentially in Max Cardinal. Here's the handoff to Halverson, and this time he goes nowhere. Tigers get in the backfield and make the play, as that was Noah Abraham, the junior, making the stop, and a tackle for loss for Abraham. Loss of 2 back to the 42 at 2nd and 12. First time that Halverson has gone backwards tonight. Still has had a heck of a night. Halverson, the senior, 127 yards, 2 touchdowns on just 8 carries. Duden in the shotgun. Receivers either side on 2nd and 12. Here is the snap. He's going to hand off to Gullinger, trying to find room on the outside. Tigers close that one up fairly well, and then George Stockman brings him down as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. Gullinger for 2. He's got 60 yards and a score on 4 carries, and from the 44-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 10 for Red Lake County. Tigers getting a stop here late in the first half would be very nice for their momentum. Ethan Johnson wide to the left. Gullingsrud's going to go wide to the right on 3rd and 10. Connor Duden. Halverson to his right to take a shotgun snap. Tigers creeping up. They bring 5. He looks left. He throws deep left. Looking on the near side, and Johnson has it at the 25, and he steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Scott Scoville was on the coverage. Scoville had his head turned, thought he had a beat on that pass, and it just was a little wide. Scoville stumbled, and it dropped in. And there is a big play again for Red Lake County as a pass to Johnson down to the PRB. They'll put it at the 22-yard line. 34 yards on the completion for Johnson. That's his 3rd catch for 73 yards. 1st down and 10, Red Lake County. Under 2 to play in the second quarter. 38-0 Red Lake County. From the Tigers 22, Duden in the shotgun. It's an option right. He's going to keep it. He's forward, little forward flick to Gullinger, who breaks a tackle at the 20, the 15, 10, 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Rebels. Boy, a play that looked like it was destined to be blown up in the backfield. Just a quick little flick of the wrist. I think that actually will go as a forward pass. That didn't look like a backwards, and he was well behind the line of scrimmage. I think that actually was just Duden flicking to Gullinger, and I'm going to call it a pass, and it goes for a 22-yard touchdown as Red Lake County all over the Tigers here in week number 1, making it 44-0. Duden's 3rd touchdown pass. 2nd catch of the night for Gullingsrud. And after that initial wave of 3 Tigers that were close to Duden after that little flick of the wrist pass, Gullinger runs through the defense for the score. Ethan Johnson with the catch for the 2-point conversion. He's been their 2-point conversion man, that's for sure. 2-point conversion is good. to make it 46-0 Red Lake County with a minute 48 to go here in the second quarter. We will break. Another Rebels kickoff is coming right after this here on yourliveevent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
46-0 Red Lake County on top of the PRB Tigers. 6 drives, 6 scores for the visiting Rebels as they look to roll to a week 1 win. Tigers now might be more concentrated on getting out of here as healthy as they can. 3 starters out, and I can say with some pretty good confidence that they will not be back in the game. Also 1 backup on the bench as well. Here's a rolling kick, and the Rebels trying to get an onside kick on the Tigers. It's first game of the year and first half, so Coach Renick says, well, let's just go ahead and try this. Tigers do get on it. Cole Oberfeld saves that from being a turnover or a free possession for Red Lake County. Pine River-Backus will start 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. 1:45 to go in the second quarter. It is 46-0 Red Lake County. Easton Wynn now in at quarterback with Andrew Volk injured. Both starting running backs injured as well for the Tigers, and hopefully they are not serious injuries and they can come back fairly soon for PRB. They play at Nevis next Friday night. Wynn will be in the shotgun. 2 receivers left. Here's the snap. Handoff to William Moore, trying to go straight ahead. Hit from behind, and man that we have said his name a lot for the Rebels defense, Keegan Schmitz on the tackle. Looks like a gain of 1. Gain of 1 to the 42. Make that the 43. We'll say the drive started on the 42. Either way, a gain of 1 for William Moore, the senior, pressed into duty now at the running back spot. Tigers are not in a hurry. 1:11 to go in the second quarter. They do have all 3 timeouts, and it's always interesting to see how coaches will play it. But again, with the injuries mounting up, Coach Fisher might just want to get it to half, but we'll see if they take a shot here. Easton Wynn, the quarterback. Shotgun formation again. 2 receivers left. He'll take the snap at the last moment, hand off to Moore again, and there it is again. Keegan Schmidt coming up the edge. The Tigers are kind of letting him come up, but he's doing a good job. Takes a step, reads the play, and then bolts right down behind the offensive line. And he brings down Moore from behind. No gain, 3rd and 9 for William Moore. 25 seconds to go before we head to half. Coach Fisher standing by the linesman on the near side. Does not look like the Tigers are going to snap this before the half, and I don't remember exactly when they whistled play in. And nope, the back judge holding his hand up. They won't need to snap this before the half, and the unfortunately a little bit battered Pine River-Backus Tigers, I'm saying that more reference to the injuries than the score, will head to halftime down big to Red Lake County. Halftime report is next after 2 quarters here on opening night. Red Lake County 46, Pine River-Backus nothing. We will return for the halftime report right after this. It's high school football on yourliveevent.com. Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRB Schools. Welcome back to Pine River. Devin Kruger here with you. 46-0 Red Lake County leading at the break. Tigers losing 3 starters to injury in the first half, and unfortunately for them, not much has gone right here in the first 24 minutes. I know coaching staff and Coach Fisher talked about in the pregame that Tigers did a lot more in the summer, team camp, summer workouts, first time then they elected some captains, but it just has not started off well. And again, to give some credit to a very, very solid Red Lake County club, a 9-2 team last year. Coach Fisher said that his Tigers are going to have to be ready to play hard-nosed football tonight. They have just not been able to match what the Rebels have brought from Red Lake County. In the first half, the Tigers ended up with 7 possessions, 4 punts. Twice they turned it over on downs. One was a low snap on the punt that was dropped, and the punter was tackled deep in the formation. Another time, the Tigers, the one time that they were able to get into Red Lake County territory, a drive that started at the Tigers' 25-yard line. They put together a couple of first downs, got into Red Lake County territory just as we switched to quarter number 2, but on a 4th and 8, they were already down 32-0, decided what the heck, let's give it a shot, but it did not. It was not successful for the Tigers. They turned it over on downs. For Red Lake County, the exact opposite. They have kind of had their way offensively. Big holes by the offensive line. That's a number of those same guys anchoring a very, very good defensive front that has stopped the Tigers. They've created some big gaps and holes for Ben Gullingerud and Gunnar Halverson. Connor Duden with a few passes sprinkled in between, and Coach Remick thought that they had some great pieces, even though they lost a 1,000-yard rusher last year. But the Tigers defense has not been super stout. A lot of broken tackles and a lot of good running lanes for Red Lake County that they have taken advantage of in this first half. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns, 5 of 6 on the 2-point conversions, and they have built a big lead here at the break. We'll break down the first half numbers when we come back. 46-0 Red Lake County leading here at the half here on YourLiveEvent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Welcome back. It is halftime here at Pine River-Backus High School. Devin Kruger with you with Brandon Torgerson in tow as well, helping start off this 2025 season. I know the Tigers were certainly hoping for a better start to the 2025 season. They were looking for their first opening night win in 3 years, but it's been all Red Lake County. And again, this is a very, very solid Rebels team coming in with a 9-win record last year. And they have a big lead. Looking at the numbers, they tell the similar story offensively for Pine River-Backus. I have them for a total of 17 yards in the first half, -8 in the rushing. And, of course, it did not help that there's 2 starting running backs. Both came out with injuries in the first half. Sean Reyes in the first quarter had 6 carries for 18 yards, but then he came out with what looked like a concussion-type injury after a big hit. Brady Mongan had 1 carry for 2 yards before he came out. Andrew Volk has been sacked 3 times, losing 21 total yards. William Moore, 4 carries for -2 yards in that second quarter, pressed into running back duty. Volk in the passing game, and again, Andrew Volk also came out in the second quarter with an injury. Before he did, he was 5 of 9 passing for 25 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Owen Dable with one of the biggest play of the game for PRB. Took a little swing pass and got out of a tackle, went 16 yards. Logan Tominski has 3 catches for 8 yards, and then Gabe Deers has a catch for 3. So just 17 yards of offense for the Tigers in the first half. They had 2 first downs. They were penalized twice for a total of 6 yards, and no turnovers in the first half. That's certainly something I think both coaches can point out for tonight, is no turnovers in the first half. For the Red Lake County Rebels, they have rolled up 328 yards of offense in just the first half. Again, their first 2 drives only took 1 play for them to reach the end zone. And I think they've been fairly balanced. I think Coach Remick can certainly be happy about that as well. In the rushing department, 201 yards on the ground by my tally. Gunnar Halverson, the senior, 8 carries, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Ben Gullingsrud, 4 carries for 60 yards and a score. The quarterback, Connor Duden, 3 carries for 14 yards. Passing, Duden very, very efficient. 5 out of 6, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. For the receptions, Ethan Johnson coming in as, and in fact, he wasn't even listed. To me, the starters that I got from head coach Brian Remick, he wasn't even listed as an offensive starter, but he has certainly starred. A 6'2 senior, 3 catches, 73 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think he scored 3 out of the 4 2-point conversions for Red Lake County. Ben Gullinger, the other 2 catches for 54 yards and a score. So 328 the yardage by my tally in the first half for the Rebels. They had 6 first downs. They were penalized 3 times for 35 yards. No turnovers for Red Lake County. And oh, by the way, Red Lake County will receive the second half kick. We were told that it will be a shortened third quarter. One of the things that for Minnesota State High School League, when you look at the mercy rules of the high school sporting events in football, typically it's running time in the fourth quarter if the lead is 35 or more. Being that it's 46-0 and you have those injuries that have piled up for Pine River-Backus, the coaches can agree to, like last year or previous years, you could do running clock for the entire second half. They changed that a little bit last year where you just play a shortened third quarter. So they're going to put 6 minutes, half of a typical quarter. They'll use 6 minutes with regular running time for the third quarter, and then they will have, unless Pine River-Backus gets within 30 points or 35 points, they would then have running time for the fourth quarter. So it looks like it might be a bit of an abbreviated second half here in Pine River-Backus with the Red Lake County Rebels in control, 46-0. We'll break when we come back. Not much for area scoreboard to look at because a lot of the games just kicked off at 7 o'clock, but I'll tool around the Twitter sphere and Minnesota score feed, and I'll see if we can find any other scores from around the area. 46-0 Red Lake County leading Pine River-Backus. It is halftime, and you're watching high school football on yourliveevent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at hannikininsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
The labor of love. We're back here at Pine River-Backus, going through the 3-minute warm-up period now. Not a whole lot for score updates. Of course, here it's all Red Lake County. They lead 46-0 on the Tigers after the first half. There was one earlier kickoff tonight, Pillager at Warroad, and it was the Huskies getting the victory. This one wasn't as close as the final made it out to be. Pillager won handily, 45-20 up at Warroad. The other matchups just underway at 7 o'clock kickoff. Didn't see any updates. Esco at Pequot Lakes, Crosby Ironton at Aiken. Walker Hackensack Akeley at Mahnomen Waban. That would be another mid-northwest cross-district game, and Mahnomen Waban is leading 27-0. That is at the half. For our local fans for Pine River-Backus, of course, for YourLiveEvent.com fans, we do have the Your Live Event Coaches Show every Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock here on YourLiveEvent.com. And for our local Brainerd Lakes area fans, we're also bringing back the Saturday Sports Wrap, Saturday morning coaches shows, 9 a.m. on KKIN AM 930, FM 103.1. You can get it online live at rjbroadcasting.com or with the Gobbler app. And you can we'll also have the full show online after its completion. Looks indeed as guys are shedding some shoulder pads. Again, unfortunately for the PRB Tigers, injuries mounting up in the first half. Brody Mongan, Sean Reyes both have shed the pads on the sideline. They are clearly done for the night. Andrew Volk still has his pads on, but he was walking very, very gingerly after getting a little bit of piled on, not intentionally, but just the way the play unfolded. 3 Red Lake County Rebels all kind of came down on him. He's got the pads on, but walking very gingerly on the sideline. And then we also saw substitute sophomore Dominic Zwart. He came out with a leg injury. His pads are off. So really unfortunate for PRB with injuries mounting up here in week 1. And then with a very, very solid Red Lake County Rebels club here in town, the Tigers on the short end of a 46-0 score as we get ready for the second half. Red Lake County will receive the kick. Again, it's going to be a shorter time frame, 6-minute third quarter. And then assuming that the score does not change much more in favor of Pine River-Backus, we'll look at running time for quarter number 4. We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back, the second half kickoff, Red Lake County to receive the kick. Now 46-0 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
Back with you here on YourLiveEvent.com. Just saw a score update posted via Facebook. Pequot Lakes and Esco scoreless after the first quarter. Scoreless. Pequot Lakes and Esco in Pequot Lakes on KLKS Talk 100. Looks like it'll be Cole Oberfell teeing it up for the PRB Tigers. Interested to see if they try an onside kick. Because you're down 46-0. You might think, there's no better time to try this than right off the bat in the second half. So again, they'll put 6 minutes on the clock for the second half. Red Lake County will go left to right. PRB special teams breaking the huddle as Oberfell has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Back deep for Red Lake County, and I'm sure again that they are mixing some different guys in. Sophomore Gunnar Broden and junior Nate Powers are back to receive. Here's Oberfell's approach, and the left-footed kick is up, and it's going to be Broden at the 11-yard line. To the far side, across the hash, 20, 25 to the 30, to the 35, across the 40, and cut down. Nice return there by Gunnar Broden, the sophomore, as he's tripped up across the 40, and they'll put him down at the 41-yard line. So 1st and 10, Red Lake County at the 41-yard line. Left side hash. And Coach Fisher talked about that depth, and we'll see if both teams start mixing things up. Red Lake County will indeed. They've got Gunnar Broden, the sophomore, in at quarterback. He's got 3 backs behind him. Really concentrate on the numbers here. First play from scrimmage for the new group. Pitch out to the right side. This is Ty Laka, and he is hit and driven backwards. Tiger fans loving the hustle there as Logan Tominski with the tackle for loss. Theo Tadlaka is a junior. Got the handoff, and he is pushed backwards. Lost to the 39. It is 2nd down and 12. Just double checking my name on that, Tadlaka. Broden under center again, 2nd down and 12. 3 down lineman, fakes a handoff Tadlaka again. This time he's got room across the 45. Flag flies as he's down at the 47. And this one, got to stop the time first, and then it's going to be another hold on Red Lake County. This will be the 4th penalty of the night on the Rebels. Tigers have only been flagged for 2 penalties. One of them was on a 2-point conversion. Looked like that hold came right at the line of scrimmage, and it did. They'll put it down just behind the 30-yard line. We'll call it the 29. It's a 10-yard hold, and it brings up 2nd down and 22. Get a shortened 3rd quarter, 4:55 on the clock. 2 receivers to the near side, and Nate Powers and Sam Rath. Broden under center, and there was a little bit of a flinch, and a flag comes out as that's going to be a false start on the Rebels. Back them up another 5.
False start. Move it back again.
Coach Remick, even with the second stringers, that's something you're not going to like to see, because he talked about, what he wanted from his team, and he talked about the cleanliness, knowing the count, knowing the plays. Back to the 24.
2nd down and 26 to go.
And Gunnar Broden will break the huddle. They'll go with the same formation. 2 receivers to the right on the near side of the field, short side, I should say. 1 back in Tadlaka in the backfield formation. Handoff Tadlaka, and he is hit right away and spun down. Stockman plugging up the hole down at the 30. Call it a gain of 1 by to the 25. Call it a gain of 1. 3rd and long, 3rd and 26 for the Red Lake County Rebels. A few more subs getting churned in for the PRB defensive line. Under 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. 46-0 Red Lake County. 2 receivers to the near side. Again, both these teams like to use the receivers on the short side of the field. Here's the handoff again. Tadlaka across the 30 with a blocker. Slips a tackle at the 35. Slips another. He's across the 40. And then takes a big hit by Cole Oberfell on the near sideline. But Tadlaka well short of the 1st down, but he puts Red Lake County a little closer to that stick, as Red Lake County looks like they will send in the punt team for the first time tonight. They'll put it down at the 43-yard line. He picked up a nice gain of 18, but it was still a long way to go for Tadlaka. And now again with injured guys on the sideline, Owen Dable will head back to receive the first punt of the night from Riley Broden, provided he actually punts it away. It's 4th down and 9. Here in the 3rd quarter. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. Just got it away. High spiraling kick, hits at the 35, takes a Red Lake County roll, and actually was touched by a Rebel at about the 29, and covering it up is Dable at the 24-yard line. See if the officials, usually they'll put that up where it was touched, and it looks like they will at the 30-yard line. So the first time tonight, Red Lake County does not score. Again, with a shortened 3rd quarter, 3:20 to go. And it's going to be 1st and 10. Pine River-Backus at their own 30-yard line. 46-0 Red Lake County. Easton Wynn, the quarterback for Pine River-Backus, replacing the injured Andrew Volk. Wynn will be in the shotgun with William Moore running back to his left. 2 receivers on the left. Here's the snap. Handoff Moore. Looking for room. Slips out of one. He's across the 30. Slips out of another one at the 35 to the 40. And William Moore across the 45 to the 47-yard line. 17 yards for the senior, William Moore.
And William Moore for a 1st down.
1st down, Pine River-Backus. 3rd quarter action. Red Lake County leading 46-0. Moore, the senior, in for not one but two injured running backs, and that was the biggest offensive play of the night so far for PRB. In the shotgun is Wynn. Here's the snap. Quick swing to the near side. It's Tominski. Tominski going outside. He slips out of a tackle, stumbles forward, keeps his feet inside Cal Rebel territory to the 40-yard line. That'll be 13 yards and another first down for the Tigers. For Tominski, that's his fourth catch of the evening. 1st and 10 at the Red Lake County 40. Rebels do have a good chunk of second string guys in on the defensive side of the ball as well, with the big lead and being week one. Wynn in the shotgun, two receivers to the right. Here's the snap, handoff Moore, looking left, cuts up the middle with blockers to the 35, goes against the grain to the 30, down to the 25, and dragged down by Austin Lund, a junior for the Rebels. But another first down run, they'll give him 15 to the 25.
And William Moore for 15 yards and another first down.
3 straight plays with a first down for the PRB Tigers. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 46-0 in favor of Red Lake County. It's amazing what starting with 6 minutes does to a quarter. It really is. But again, Red Lake County up big, and with the injuries of the Tigers, the coaches agreed to shorten the third quarter. But at least the Tigers, again, giving this crowd something to cheer about and continuing to play hard. Easton Wynn, handoff Moore again. Oh, Wynn kept it. Faked me out even inside the 20. Wynn keeps his feet to the 15. Hit from behind and dropped inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Benji Bramer finally brought him down, but it'll be 1st and goal as Easton Wynn pulling a fast one on everybody down to the 8-yard line, and a pickup of 17 with another Tigers first down. 1st and goal, Pine River-Backus from the Red Lake County 8. With 1:09 to go in this abbreviated third. Wynn will have Moore to his left. 2 receivers left. Shotgun snap, handoff, Moore, right side, trying to slip in. He's hit by Bramer at the line of scrimmage and dragged down. No gain for Moore. 2nd down and goal for the Tigers. Easton Wynn all the way towards the near sideline, gets the call from head coach Fisher. .26 seconds to go in the third. Tigers trying to score their first touchdown of 2025. 2 receivers left. Wynn, the snap. Here's the fake on the double handoff. Ball's on the ground. Wynn picks it up, and he's going to get to the 10 before getting stacked up. They tried the double handoff. Hunter Karp, a freshman. Red Lake County had some defensive pressure, and this play completely blown up in the backfield. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. It'll be 3rd and goal, Tigers from the 10-yard line when we head to the 4th. Red Lake County up big, 46-0. And a running time fourth quarter begins right after this. This is high school football on your liveevent.com.
Weather and sports from your community. Look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrump Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
Fourth quarter here in Pine River on opening night. Red Lake County, a 32-point first quarter. Now leading 46-0. Third and goal for the Tigers at the 10. Easton Wynn hands it off to Owen Dable, and Red Lake County brought some heat, and they cut him down. And Dable stopped for no gain. Fourth and goal for the 10, and you know the Tigers want to get on the board, and this is their best opportunity to do it. 46-0. Fourth and goal from the 10. What will Coach Fisher and Easton Wynn draw up here? I'm expecting it's got to be something in the air, and it's probably going to have to be quick. Red Lake County trying to have their second string come up with a big stop after the Tigers got first and goal. Wynn, shotgun snap. He fakes the handoff. He's running right. He's in some trouble, and he is going to throw it up in the air. It's intercepted as a flag flies. Coming to the near side to the 20-yard line with the pick is Dalton Wichterman, a sophomore. But Easton Wynn was being hit from behind, and a flag flew right when he was throwing it, and they're going to get a horse collar on Red Lake County, and that's going to negate the interception, and it's going to give the Tigers a fresh set of downs to try to get some points on the board. So the horse collar tackle, as it looked like it was Benji Bramer trying to track him down, and it might have been Alan Escalay. Or are they going to say fourth down? Not a fresh set of downs. Is that not an automatic first down? I would have thought it was an automatic first down. They're going to put it at the 10-yard line. And now we have whistles. The line of scrimmage was the 10. So they're going to go half the distance, so it's a 5-yard penalty. But it is not an automatic first down. I thought it was, but it's a 5-yard penalty, and it's fourth and goal again for the Tigers from the 5-yard line. Early fourth quarter, 46-0 Red Lake County. It is running time. And Coach Nate Fisher sends in the play. Two receivers on the short side of the field. Easton Wynn in the shotgun. He's got Owen Dable to his right. Here's the snap. He's looking left. He stops. He rolls to his right. He tucks. He's going for the corner. He's got it. Touchdown, Pine River-Backus. Tigers get on the board. Easton Wynn looking to pass. It wasn't there. Turned on the Jets and got the corner and puts PRB on the board for the first time here in the 2025 football season. Easton Wynn from 5 yards out, a drive that went 70 yards. Tigers put together a nice drive, get the guys a little confidence. It's now 46-6, and PRB will go for 2. Wynn will be in the shotgun. Got Dable to his left, Owen Dable to his left. Here's the snap. He's looking right. He steps up, and he's hit as he throws, and the ball is knocked down. 2-point conversion is no good. Wynn just held on to it a little too long, and there was Benji Bramer coming from behind to make the hit. So the 2-point conversion fails, but the Tigers are on the board with 10:08 to go in the fourth quarter. It's now 46-6 in favor of the Red Lake County Rebels, and the Tigers will kick it off when we come back. It's high school football on YourLiveEvent.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Back with you here in Pine River. Devin Kruger with you as the Tigers on the board. 4th down and goal from the 5. Easton Wynn runs it in. Mason Nelson has it teed up. And here it is, a low spinning kick. Going to skirt back. Picked up by the 20-yard line to the 25, to the 30, 35, 40. And just about escaping, but a nice grab and tackle there on the stop for the Tigers was Will Gould, a senior, has a nice return by Gunnar Broden, who was now doing the quarterbacking, or at least was doing the quarterbacking for Red Lake County. Running time in effect here in the 4th quarter, 46-6. The Red Lake County Rebels 32 points in the 1st quarter. It is 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Pequot Lakes got on the board in the 2nd quarter. They lead 7-0 over Esco, and with substitutions happening, Pine River-Backus takes a timeout as they need to just make sure they have the correct personnel and make sure they don't have too many guys on the field. So Red Lake County will start the drive after the break. 9:31 to go in the 4th quarter. 46-6 Rebels here on yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment.
On 1st and 10, new drive for Red Lake County, and Gunnar Broden hands it off to the first back through, which is Nate Powers, a junior. And Powers finds a small seam up to the 44-yard line, ball right in the middle of the field. First carry of the night for Powers. Again, it was an abbreviated 3rd quarter. Pine River-Backus gets on the board early in the 4th. 46-6. 3 backs in the backfield. Here's Broden, handoff, first back throw on the right side. I think that's Tidlaka. He's had a couple of carries now, and he is cut down across the 45 to the 46. Not a whole lot, picks up 3. And it was Tidlaka on the carry. 4 carries for 22 yards for him. Make that a gain of 2. To the 46, 2nd down and 4 for Red Lake County. Red Lake County back in action Thursday. They're playing Thursday again next week as they go to Red Lake. Pine River-Backus will have the extra day for the first week of school. They play at Nevis Friday night. On 3rd down, Gunnar Broden the snap. Here's the handoff, first back, and this is the fullback, and across midfield, 1st down to the Tigers' 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 9 for the first-time carrier, and that was Dalton Wichterman, the sophomore. Picks up the first down of the 2nd half for Red Lake County. They had 1 possession in the 3rd, again, the shortened 3rd quarter, and punted for the only time tonight. Tigers put together a scoring drive. Under 8 to play here in the 4th. Running time in effect. 1st and 10 from the Tigers' 45-yard line. Here's the pitch out left side, and Powers trying to get to the corner. He is hit, sheds the tackle inside the 40, stiff arm in the 35, and down to the 31-yard line. Good strong run. Tristan Johnson couldn't quite corral him. Hunter Karp came and put a lick on him out of bounds. But a 1st down run for Powers. They'll put him down at the 32-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 and a Red Lake County 1st down. It was 46-0 at the half. 46-6 right now. 1st and 10, Red Lake County going right to left. 3 backs in the backfield again. Behind Gunnar Broden. Broden, here's the handoff, and this is a first carry for Sam Rath, and he gets swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing for Rath. 2nd down and 10. Last ones to get up out of the pile. Ashton Sunram and Mason Nelson. Rebels, of course, not in any hurry. Tigers lost 3 starters and a sub all in the first half due to injury. Hopefully they will not be out too long. 3-back backfield again, stretched across. Here's a handoff on the left side. This is Wichterman as a flag flies, and Wichterman runs right into the hands of Caleb Champ, a senior. Picks up a few inside the 30 to the 26, and they're going to have an illegal block below the waist called against Red Lake County. So one blemish for Red Lake County has been the penalties tonight. That is their 4th this half, their 7th in the game. So it's going to be, and now we have a stoppage of time as we have an injured Rebel on the near sideline. We'll bring this back to the 45-yard line. Oh, the 44-yard line. So give Wichterman a 3-yard gain, but then the illegal block below the waist sends them all the way back to the 44. It's going to be 2nd down and 22 as Powers was the injured Red Lake County Rebel. They did stop the clock for the injury. 6:15 to go here in the 4th. Powers, after walking a little slow, now jogging off the field. That is always a good sign. And now they'll start the clock again. Red Lake County will start the year at 1-0. Again, coming off a 9-win season last year. Tigers, losing streak extended. I did forget to look just how far the losing streak goes. 0-9 last year. Here's a couple of fake handoffs. Gunnar Broden trying to find room, and he is going to go down in the backfield. Couple of fake handoffs, and not quite sure where that one was going to go because the Tigers got penetration, and they pull him down in the backfield back at the 49. It's a loss of 5 for Broden, and it's going to be 3rd down and a long way to go. 3rd and 26 for the Red Lake County Rebels. But they have a 46-6 lead on their way to an opening night win here in Pine River. On 3rd and a long, long way to go. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Coach Remick. Not sure if it was just running out of time or if it was just one of those, he didn't like the play call on 3rd and forever. Either way, a timeout here on the field. We'll break away again. Again, huge thanks to all of our great sponsors helping us bring you tonight's action all season long for PRB Sports. 46-6, Red Lake County leads on yourliveevent.com.
Energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Third down and 26 for Red Lake County, and Broden just going to hand it off up the middle. And with the carry was Cole Cleven, a freshman. And Cleven gets the carry to the 45-yard line. Just a pickup of 4 for Cleven straight ahead, and Red Lake County will bring in the punt unit as we're under 5 to go here in the 4th quarter. I was looking it up. Pine River-Backus lost their regular season finale and the first round of the playoffs in the 23-24 season. So the losing skid for Pine River-Backus will reach 12 with the loss tonight. Here's the snap, and here's the Broden punt. Dable will watch it hit right on the sideline at about the 18-yard line. We'll see where they put it. They brought back in kind of that first-team punt unit. Riley Broden had the kick. And they will mark it down, and now they will stop the clock as Red Lake County will take a timeout with 4:07 to go. And I'm thinking Coach Remick's just simply wanting to get personnel straight. Who's hasn't been in? Where do they want to put them? So he'll take the timeout to save a few minutes for the reserves. It'll be 1st and 10. Pine River-Backus will put it at the 16-yard line. So Red Lake County with 2 possessions, 2 punts in the second half, but They had the comfort of a big cushion with the 46-0 halftime lead. Pine River-Backus starting 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line. Post-game recap will come up next. Our notes, numbers, and the awards. With the Enbridge I Bring the Energy Player of the Game and the Hugo's Family Marketplace Pine River Star of the Game. Mahnomen Waban leading Walker Hackensack Akeley 34-0, that one at the half. Pillager beat Warroad 45-20. No score update from Aiken and Crosby. And on first down, here is a handoff and trying to find some room up the middle. Not much doing for the Tigers. So it looks like they have also switched quarterbacks. The handoff went to Hunter Karp, the freshman. And Karp stopped for no gain. 3:46 to go, and it is Dawson Dable, the sophomore, now taking the snaps at quarterback for Pine River-Backus. Got the running back to his right in Karp on second down, and there was a flinch, and we're going to have a false start on the Tigers. That's their first penalty this half, just their third of the game. Pierce a lead over Sauk Center. That was 28-0 after the first quarter. 12-7, Crosby Ironton leading Aiken. How did you get that, Roger? Who do you know over there? Oh, yeah, the new soup over there. Here's a handoff to Karp on second down after the penalty backed him up to the 11. And another handoff to Karp for no gain. Third down and 15 as we'll crawl under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth and final frame here in Pine River. So it was 12-7 Crosby, right? 12-7 Crosby Ironton. Pine River-Backus, third and long. And Dawson Dable takes the snap. He's looking right to throw. He's going to try to throw it deep. Throws it up for grabs. Coming near sideline and off the fingertips of Tristan Johnson. Incomplete pass. And it'll bring up fourth down. Pretty sure I saw a flinch at the line of scrimmage again, and they just let it go. Sometimes that happens. 46-6 Red Lake County, 2:18 to go in the fourth quarter. And on fourth down, it looks like Coach Fisher says, what the heck, boys, let's just go for it and see what happens. 4th and 15 from their own 11-yard line as we crawl under 2 minutes. Two receivers to the left. Dawson Dable takes a shotgun snap. He's looking to the right. He throws to the flat. It is tipped up in the air and incomplete. Looking for a Nathaniel Tragg kind of out of the backfield, and it's incomplete. Turnover on downs for Pine River-Backus. And Red Lake County will take over at the Pine River-Backus 11-yard line. 46-6 the final. See if there's some farther down the line reserves where Coach Remick will want to run a couple of plays with them, or if we'll go victory formation. There's definitely a lot of new jerseys out on the field for Red Lake County. Actually looks like too many helmets, and there are a couple of guys having to shuffle out to the sideline. First down and 10 at the Pine River-Backus 11-yard line. Gunnar Broden is still in at quarterback. Looks like they still have a couple of the same reserves in the backfield. On 1st and 10, and he will take the snap, and he'll go down to a knee. So Red Lake County will run out the clock here in Pine River, scoring a convincing Week 1 victory. They'll have to put the knee down one more time. So, again, the post-game recap will come next. We'll run through the notes, the numbers. We'll check the scoreboard as best we can. We had one of the early kickoffs tonight. Hopefully we'll chat with head coach Nate Fisher for the Tigers. And, again, we'll also have our post-game awards, all part of the post-game show as some of the fans start to make their way to the exits. This one is final, 46-6. Red Lake County with the victory. We'll be back with the post-game show after this. It's high school football on your liveevent.com.
is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in Minnesota.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Shrub Excavating LLC.
46-6 is the final. Red Lake County 1-0. Pine River-Backus falls. Their losing streak extended to 12, dating back to the 2023 season. Again, I'm sure for Coach Fisher and his staff, not the start they wanted. They knew it would be a challenge, certainly, with Red Lake County coming in, in the section championship last year, but it got off to a rough start. 3 and out. The Tigers had the ball on offense first, 3 and out, and only took one play for Red Lake County to put points on the board. That trend continued. It was 32-0 after the first quarter, 46-0 at the half. Tigers get on the board in the second half, put together a nice little drive from 70 yards against the second string defense, but injuries piled up on the Tigers as well, and a rough first night for PRB as they fall 46-6. We'll look at the numbers. I think we got Coach Fisher already up here. He's already up here. So let's get him on the mic. Well, you don't have to put that on your head if you don't want to, Coach. But of course, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
When we talked in the pregame, you had talked about all the work in the summer, and you felt good. You felt better about this team, and it's not that you didn't know that there was a challenge ahead of you, but things couldn't have started more rough for the Tigers, and unfortunately, that first quarter especially, a lot of things just took a downhill pattern. From your vantage point, Coach, what did you see? What did you feel? How did you feel things just didn't go the Tigers' way at all in that first quarter?
No, I thought I really liked how we started the game. We get a 4-yard run on first down. You feel pretty good at 2nd and 6. Like, okay, we had it in the game plan. We were going to find a corner and take a shot. We take the shot. I mean, Owen Dable's wide open down the sideline. It
was close.
It was close. And so, I really liked kind of how we started those first 2 plays. Obviously, play 3 goes out the window, and we're forced to punt, and then we give up the big one right off the rip there. So, yeah, holy cow, that is a dang good football team. I don't think we can state that enough. That is a big physical team. We talked about in the pregame.
Yep.
They graduated as a 4-year starter at quarterback and running back, and you think a team like that's going to take a step back. But I think to a certain extent, as we were talking on the sideline, what it really did is it kind of galvanized that team. They don't have one kid that I would call just an outstanding superstar. They've got 11 dudes that are really, really good football players, though. And, they went back to their core beliefs, which is the T and the little misdirection and being really physical up front, and we didn't answer the challenge. And so that makes for a really long game. It makes for a tiring game. They whooped our butts for 4 quarters, and that's about all I can say about it.
And again, of course, it's my job to dig a little deeper, right? I know you might not want to, Nate, but defensively, I mean, when they come out and there's a huge hole, and not only that, but the fact that the running back was able to kind of run through the defense and nobody could really close those gaps, being that it is week 1, and you talked about how at Bemidji State and at the team camp, the 20 guys that you had there really they got the defensive scheme and they understood what you were trying to do. What are some of the key takeaways from a night like tonight where they go bang, bang, 2 plays, 2 long runs for touchdowns, that you get back to some of the, what are the fundamental things that you think you have to look at from the defensive side and say, look, this is what you have to do to make sure those plays do not continue to happen as the season goes on.
Yeah, again, that offense is tough. There is a lot of misdirection built into that, and I really like where we're at with our linebackers. I think Cole and Brody are good players for us. They haven't taken a lot of middle linebacker reps. And so that's tough. When you face a T team that's going to come out and I like to call it the quarterback. If he's back there trying to shuffle cards on you, and he's faking it to the dive back one way, and then they've got a counter coming back the other way to the running back. And when you've got 2 guys who haven't played a ton of middle linebacker, that's really hard. And so I think that first one we watched it on the sideline. Both Cole and Brody took the bait on the fullback. And so we've got, both of my linebackers shoot the weak side A gap, trying to make a play on the dive, and the guy's coming back the other way on handoff. And so, really like where we're at. I just go back to that as a really good football team. They know who they are. They have an identity. They run what they run, and it's got a lot of misdirection to it, and we were not prepared for that. And so, we'll learn, we'll grow. Again, that's a tough week 1 opponent, with no film and not quite sure what they're going to look like. And again, they're just super well coached. I can't say enough about Coach Remick. They do a great job over there, but we've got some things to learn. We got a lot of things to clean up. I think as we start talking as coaches, there's some things that we do in practice that did not translate to the field. And so, it's back to the drawing board a little bit with how do we get that stuff to translate, and we'll take another swing at it next Friday up at Nevis.
At halftime, you're down big, and the injuries piled up. Both starting running backs, starting quarterback, another sub are on the sideline. That's a tough spot as a coaching staff when you're playing Class A football, and depth can be a question mark to begin with. So, what did you guys talk about just as a staff before you approached the team, and then what did you relay to the team at the half?
Those are 2 really tough kids that went down for us. Sean and Brody are tough kids. It's real unfortunate when stuff like that happens. And so, you got to keep your head about you. It's next man up mentality. I thought Will Moore came in, took a couple handoffs. He ran the ball well in the 3rd quarter. It's nice to have a senior to take some of those 3rd string reps. So he gives us a little bit of depth back there. And I thought he ran the ball hard once he started getting downhill. So, yeah, that's a tough break. Fortunately, I don't think they were too injured. I think if we were in a close game there, I think both would have been back in the 3rd quarter.
Okay.
They both got –
that is great news.
Yeah, they both kind of got cleared at halftime. But when you're steering up at a 46-0 game, we're going to rest those guys. Sean takes enough hits as it is. So we're going to kind of not protect him. He doesn't need to be protected. But, we'll give him a little bit of rest, and he'll be right back out there on Friday. So that was kind of the good news at halftime, that both of them could have gone back in, but we decided to stick it with our JV guys and some of our 2nd string guys. So
got them some reps, got on the board in the second half, but again, it was certainly an extremely tough challenge with Red Lake County in town at Nevis. You get that week, you get into the full school routine next week, Nate, and we certainly wish you all the best for week number 2. We sure appreciate the time. We're looking forward to a full season of coverage here.
Thanks, Devin. Appreciate it.
Nate Fisher, head coach for the PRB Tigers, here joining us as we will come back right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Any Excavation Project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Back with you here in Pine River. As you can see, the field cleared out. It's a 46-6 victory for Red Lake County. Big thanks to Coach Fisher for joining us here in the post-game chat. Let's run through the numbers for this one. Red Lake County with the 1-0 record. They win big. The stats say the same story. Second half, again, of course, abbreviated third quarter, running time in the fourth, so they didn't pile on a whole bunch of numbers, but 375 yards of total offense for Red Lake County tonight, 248 on the ground. Leading the way, Gunnar Halverson, 8 carries, 127 yards, and 2 scores. Ben Gullingsrud, 4 for 60 for a score. All of those were in the first half. They really spread around in the second half with a lot of different guys. Connor Duden from the passing department, no passing attempts in the second half for Red Lake County with the JV in and the huge lead. He ended up 5 of 6, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. 3 catches, 2 touchdowns for Ethan Johnson, 2 catches with a touchdown for Ben Gullingsrud. For Red Lake County, 8 first downs. They were penalized 7 times for 70 total yards, the only small blemish in a dominated win by Red Lake County. No turnovers in the game by either team. Coaches certainly can be happy about that. For Pine River-Backus, again, the struggles on offense were throughout tonight. I have them for a total of 82 yards of offense, 44 on the ground, and William Moore was talked about by Coach Fisher. He ends up leading the way on the ground, 7 carries for 30 yards. Easton Wynn coming in at quarterback ended up with 3 carries for 20 yards, including the Tigers' lone touchdown early in the fourth quarter. Sean Reyes, before he went out hurt, had 6 carries for 18 yards. There's a ghost in the press box, or just a draft. Andrew Volk, before he got hurt at quarterback, he was 6 of 10, 38 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Dawson Dable ended up 0 for 2. Overall passing for the Tigers, 6 out of 12 for 38 yards. So 82 yards of offense, 6 first downs, 3 penalties for a total of 11 yards for Pine River-Backus. With that, let's name our award winners for tonight. We'll start with the Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. And with Red Lake County, yes, they had that great running game, but there was a certain guy that when it was especially the first quarter and Red Lake County was building that lead to that comfortable cushion, there was a guy that we called an awful lot on defense, and he was also one of the starting tackles that were opening up holes. I really liked the play of senior Keegan Schmitz. The defensive end was all over the place, wreaking havoc on the Tigers' offense. I thought he had a sensational game for the time that he was on the field. Keegan Schmitz is our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game for Red Lake County. With that, we go to our Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game. Hugo's is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online and find out more about the awesome sales they have by going to PineRiverFamilyMarket.com. We did not see the chain gang on the field either. I got to get that mentioned in. Can't forget that for football. Didn't see the chain gang out. But first, our Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game for Pine River-Backus. Going to go with senior William Moore. Again, pressed into duty. Coach Fisher talked about, a senior, but he's taking his reps. He's doing, he's playing his role. His role ended up taking a major upgrade tonight, and he came in, ran hard, and even though the first couple carries did not go well for him, they were losses, he still ended up with 30 yards, pumped his feet, ended up breaking some tackles. And again, for a senior coming out and just pressed into duty like that, when not much else went right, the one thing about the Tigers that you cannot deny was their effort on the field tonight. They all continued to play hard. They all continued to try to get some positive momentum going as they try to rebound and take a step forward in week number 2. So William Moore is the Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game. Our chain gang measurements during football broadcasts, whether we have them or not, we like when we have them. They're brought to you by Stonemark Land Surveying. Contact Stonemark Land Surveying in Pequot Lakes for your property boundary measurement needs. Visit stonemarksurvey.com where every foot counts. And that, my friends, is going to wrap up our broadcast. Pine River-Backus on the road next week. We do not have coverage for the Tigers next week. Of course, we'll have volleyball coming up and football with the home games throughout the season with yourliveevent.com. With some radio coverage as well. Check out the full upcoming broadcast schedule at rjbroadcasting.com. rjbroadcasting.com. It was a 45-20 win for Pillager up at War Road. Last we heard, Pequot Lakes was leading Esco in the second quarter 7-0. Crosby Ironton up on Aiken in the first half 12-7. And our final here tonight is 46-6, Red Lake County with the victory. Thanks to Brandon Torgerson for joining me on the broadcast. Well, not on the broadcast, I guess, but here, you want to say a couple of...
Yes, it was my pleasure, yes.
All right, that's dynamite drop in, Monty. As Brandon joins us on this gorgeous night to start the 2025 football season in Pine River. Of course, again, without the sponsors that you see and hear throughout the broadcast, it is not possible. Please support them. Let them know you appreciate their support of our coverage. For all of us at yourliveevent.com, thanks for joining us. We will see you again soon. I'm Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.